And welcome back to another episode of RalliSport Challenge. This is part 3, and today we're going to be tackling the Mediterranean Rally, where in this rally, it's going to go very much largely to all tarmac racing for this part at least. And for this, I thought I'd bring out the Evo 6, because the Evo 6 is a cool car, and, well, I thought it would work pretty well for an all-tarmac rally. And, of course, just because it has to throw a curveball at us, it had to put it in the rain. But the tarmac rallies are probably some of my favorite in the game in terms of, especially for kind of how the handling works in this game. It's the one where you can kind of really throw the car around and kind of get a somewhat of a feeling of what it's going to do. Obviously, I guess shouldn't be really too surprising, considering, again, it's, you know, your car this time is on complete pavement. But in some of these rallies, like here, there are a couple segments where you do got to go a little bit off-road, and once you get off-road, you can almost immediately tell the difference right away, just how much of a difference it tends to make. You notice it. You'll really tell the difference once you get onto the off-road bits, that you just don't have the same sort of grip or like sort of feel like you're on the road. The difference is notable, and I can appreciate that difference is certainly there. But you can definitely, even at this point of the game, you can definitely just use it to your advantage and really try to cusp a feel for it and try kind of help build a bit of a gap. And you better enjoy these gaps whilst you can, because believe me, the further we get into the game, the less you're going to see of these. Especially so. I don't want to spoil too much right now, but definitely things are going to go a bit extreme later on. But that was the first one down, pretty simple, as we go to the second stage here. This time, no rain to worry about. It's nice and in the sunny, dry. Sunny, dry. That's not real. I don't think that's really two words that they put in that most people put in that particular order. But I did because, sure, I guess. So, I know people will probably ask, I'm not sure if I did mention this part one, probably not. Some people might ask, why didn't you play this on the PC, since there is a PC version? And honestly, I just kind of, I had it on the Xbox, I thought, and it's just easier to pull out my Xbox and just play it on here. The game runs pretty much rock solid 60 frames at pretty much nearly all times. And there's nothing wrong with the Xbox version, and I thought, probably just go with that. The PC version I've played before, works perfectly fine. Though you do need to use you actually do need to use a hex editor, and I'm serious about this. You have to use a hex editor like HXD or something. I think it's called. I think that's what it's called, HXD or something. Just an example program. You have to actually open that up just to force the game to use kind of like modern 16:9 resolutions, like 1080p and 1440p and etc. Because you can't do that natively. There's also one car in the game that has a livery change. You haven't yet seen that car, but you could probably tell. You'll probably be able to tell which car it is when you see what the livery is, because once you see it, it's like, oh yeah, it probably makes sense that they would change that particular one. And when I get to that, I'll probably show it on screen. If I can remember to, and because, you know, big doo-doo brain sometimes likes to easily forget things. Also, kind of find it a bit weird if you notice going over the bridge that the car's shadow just completely disappears. Like, it's not really there at all. Like, just go over it and you don't really even see it. Of course, it doesn't affect the game in any way. It's nothing like it's anything serious. It's just one of those, oh, that's interesting. It's one of those sorts of things. But again, another easy win. I could have done a little bit better. The off-roading section, I kind of went really wide, as you saw there, kind of wasted a bit of time as a result, but nothing too serious. But anyways, on to the third stage. It's a little more closer to probably around the setting hours, if the skybox is anything to go by, but still in the dry, so nothing too serious to worry about. Although one thing, of course, you do really got to be careful about is you don't want to, whilst it's easy to kind of throw the car about, kind of take a bit of caution to the wind with speed and whatnot, it is a bit, you know, you have to be careful. And of course, that's me getting carried away in an off-road section because my brain isn't immediately connecting that I probably should ease off a bit because of that earlier bit. Of course, if you're playing this, you'll probably do a little bit better job than I will, but you know, we'll worry about the really hard stuff, of course, when we get to it. So I probably should have gotten this part admittedly out the other day onto the Patreon. I was just kind of taking a bit of a day off and stuff. I really need to start kind of getting these more and more out. I've been really slagging on them, and just I need to really get out of my kind of my burnout. And don't mind that. You didn't say nothing. It's just nothing to worry about. Oh god, watching this footage back sometimes is hard. I decided to make the choice to do this post commentary rather than live commentary because I thought that would make a bit more sense. I mean, I just thought... Well, I kind of knew going into this game, I think part of the reason I did do the post-commentary is because I knew what was going to be coming in the later bits, and I'm like... And considering how things went once I get to that, and I'll talk about it once I get to those respective parts, it's probably a good thing I am doing this via post-commentary, for sure. But we come to the last of the stages for this one, and sadly, the rain has returned. Couldn't completely escape it. Yeah, like I really need to get pushing this stuff a bit more out. I don't want to kind of burn myself out, which I kind of have, which was kind of the reason I didn't get anything really out over the last month. I don't know. It's like sometimes I just get into these like mental ruts, and it's just like I can't be bothered. YouTube's just not as exciting as it used to be, really. YouTube's had such a myriad of problems and so many things I just don't like about the platform, and yet it's all but there's no other alternative. YouTube is like Adobe products in a way. It's become such it's become so standardized. It's become such a staple that anything else doesn't really stand as much of a chance, and that's a shame because it means that when nothing else can really compete, they can just do whatever they want, and just keep doing it because they know that people aren't gonna they're not gonna have enough people that actively care that will turn away. That there might be like a few people who will decide, I've had enough, I'm gonna go elsewhere, or I'm just gonna stop uploading videos. But it's never significant enough. They're never they don't have. Things aren't going to change unless all the major creators disappear and there's way less video. The amount of videos being uploaded decreases, and of course, probably the biggest reason, if they start losing their sponsors and like labels and stuff that allows them to post post this stuff and can get millions of views like nothing. YouTube is a standardized thing. It sucks. It really sucks. And I just don't like I don't enjoy uploading to YouTube. I really don't. But doing this, I guess, is a way to kind of just keep myself busy and allows me to do something, because it's something I can at least do. And I'd rather be able to utilize my time knowing I can focus it on something I know I'm capable of doing than doing nothing. But there we go. We got the win, and because of the amount of points because I won this cup, we actually got a bit of a bonus car available here, which is a Citroen Zara. Kind of neat. But that is going to do it for that part, because the next part, we're going to be doing a bit of a busy one, the Pro Rally Cup, where we're going to be going towards 3 different rally types. So that's going to be a bit of a doozy. So stay tuned for that one, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out my Patreon if you want to see these videos a day early. You just got to pledge $1 or more, and that's all it is. And yeah, if not, then definitely at least check out some of my other links, and I hope to see you all on the next one.